Shit, dog. Word to the motherfucker. You know, I'll let y'all know we ain't breaking no laws in this video, you feel me? Just gonna be some legal use in the state of Washington of some medical marijuana. You know, be all legalized. Represent that motherfucking RCW 69.51A. Word. I noticed in Grow Up Data, he did a Cincy Bob's 6K. Called him motherfucking 69.5A. Some shit word like that, you feel me? There be my ID card. Word. Oh. So someone asked me to look at what the naptha looks like. It was a British dude. I think it was Fields of Green 09. Someone been subscribed for like a year, commenting for like a year. Hella smart dude, I guess. But from at least by the comments he leaves. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Here's the thing I noticed. Now the red one has the skull and crossbones from Keller Moore. This one is from Sherwin-Williams. Now, like I mentioned before, I don't believe that when you go to you know, a place where they're doing organic extractions, like a you know, like a lab where they're actually like using naphtha chemically to do extractions, you know, I don't believe that you're gonna find this in their shop. I think you're gonna find something more along the lines like, you know, N-butane as opposed to Ronsinol or Robinsol or whatever the fuck you call that, or Tattoo Works or some shit. So yeah, so you know, you'd find Intane as opposed to that. So I'm assuming you wouldn't find Sherwin-Williams naphtha in a lab. But the thing is, this is the standard. This is what Rick Simpson says to use. This is what Rick Simpson shows people using. This is what is well documented on the internet for making Simpson oil. This isn't my tech by any means. I didn't make up a Simpson oil tech or come up with one. I don't have to act like I made up something that I didn't. I mean, this is someone else's tech, you know, Vlad or whatever, but pretty much you get your bucket, you put this paint strainer in there, which is seriously like 400 micron. It's huge, but don't let that fool you. We do coffee filters afterwards, so it's not like we're just getting some crazy ass plant matter in there. But you put this in the 5-gallon bucket, and then you put all your plant matter in there like you're gonna make bubble hash, and then you pour the naphtha in, and then you start beating it with the stick, you know, like you're doing an agitation thing. And then after you've done that for the desired amount of time, you will then pull the paint strainer out, pulling out all your plant matter, and you have behind naphtha. Then what you do is you take little jars. Now this is Vlad's technique. Take these little jars and you put coffee filters. You use the lid, the ring for the jar to hold the coffee filters in there. Let me get a dab ready. Some Kim number 4 from made from Kitsap Grape Apes Kim 4 material. So that's cool. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, so then pull it up. So you drain the plant material out, and then you start pouring it into the jars, so it's going through the coffee filter. Now you only do one filter, one strain through the coffee filters. What you're doing is getting, you know, any, you know, plant matter that wasn't dissolved in the naphtha out. And then now that you've got these jars, then you take those jars and you pour them in this big stainless steel cooking pot that I have, and then put it on one of these heating element range. They're a range that runs off of 120. You put it on that until it boils down to the oil. Now if I had a drill, I can just use this like they do, but I don't. So anyways, yeah, so it boils down to, you get down to your last little bit, and then you transfer it into a Pyrex so you have more surface area, and also so it's easier to scrape out, and then it just boils down to you get like a black oil. And the thing is, most people stop once it's down to this oil, and they have it. The reason they do that, I think, is so it can stay in the syringe better and it's not thick. I mean, so yes, it's not like shatter, but the problem is you still taste and smell naphtha when it's running like that. So what we like to do is heat purge it. It's seriously like 250 or 300, because we're decarboxylating too. And heat purge it for like 4, 5, 10 hours, depending on how much oil's there. And you purge it so long, it turns to a black shatter. And the only way you can get it into the syringe is you have to keep it like 150, 200 degrees to even get it in the syringe. And then to get it out of the syringe, the patient has to like hold the syringe in their hand And they complain about that until we explain why the other stuff is thick. You know, once they understand that it's thinner because there's a bunch of fucking residual in it, then they're like, oh, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna make this Simpson oil. I've got seriously like 2 pounds of trim from, I don't know, there's some Bubba Kush, there's some Snowcap, there's some Plush Berry, there's some Agent Orange. There's so much trim, seriously. There's a lot. But it's not shit that I would like run to make BHO. It's stuff that a lot of people would run to make BHO. If you're getting something in a shop and it's under $40 a gram, the chances are it was made with this kind of stuff. Because if you run anything better than this, you're gonna lose money. I mean, what I'm saying is this stuff I wouldn't smoke. I wouldn't take this leaf and smoke it. Now the stuff that I prefer to run and the stuff that makes high quality oil is stuff that you would not mind rolling up in a joint and smoking because it's nugs. So yeah, this Kim number 4, it's honeycomb. It's the really porous stuff like Farmer John's. It looks awesome. It's just hard as fuck to handle. It crumbles. Damn it. Can't even get the whole dab to pick up. Cheers. I hate that shit, dude. It fucking crumbles to dust in your hands. That's what Farmer John's was too. It's like, seriously, like their honeycomb is a muffin. It's like an actual, there is no solidness to it. It isn't bad by any means, it's just a bitch to handle. Got my scooper. Show you some close-ups of this so you see what I'm talking about. Now, it's not stable like to where you touch it and it'll, to where you can actually like break you off a chunk. If you try to squeeze it hard enough to snap off a piece, it crumbles to dust. Awesome taste. Oh, I didn't mention this. Any of you that goes to Herbal Healing, the shop, where I, bud tend volunteer at, well, have been for the last like 3 weeks, and in case I haven't like mentioned it, this is pretty much going to be a permanent thing for as long as I can handle it, or as long as they want me out there, so, or need me out there, whatever. So, yeah. People want to stop by. It's like Tuesdays, Friday and Saturday, you can guarantee I'm going to be there. But, yeah, there's this Kim number 4, and then there's also some Berry White. And it's the, now, there's a fucking problem we're having here. Berry White is not white berry. Now, white berry is white widow and blueberry, okay? Berry White has no white widow in it. People keep calling fucking white berry, Berry White. Berry White was bred in the same county I'm in right now, right here, by GBS Seeds. Mel. There's the cut that we also got there is Mel's Berry White. It's the BX. It's a 4 times, or it's a F4 BX of the Berry White number 9. Berry White number 9 is the one that Archie's grown and the one that I've ran before. Berry White number 9 was also entered in the cannabis cup, but this one is referred to as Mel's Berry White. Here we go, cheers. Yeah, I got a good dab. I just gotta use a scoop with it. And that's all. Wow. The little like malfunction dab I did before that was my first dab of the day. I usually wake up and take a dab, but since I've been vaporizing again, I don't. I wake up and I vaporize. Some people keep this shit and make AVB butter. As you see, I don't value it at all. I threw a roach in there, but I just have it there. I'm gonna dump it out again. I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow to get my new card. So that's cool. But yeah, the Simpson oil. The thing is, I don't like calling it Simpson oil, mainly because fucking I mean, I don't call honeycomb Maverick oil because I wasn't the first person to make it. Just like Rick Simpson wasn't the first person to do a solvent extract with fucking naphtha or alcohol or anything. There's been black hash oil around since he was in diapers. I don't know why fucking, you know, someone makes something in the 90s or early 2000s. I don't even know when the fuck he came up with it. But calling it Rick Simpson oil, I could see if he made it in the 50s or 40s or whatever the fuck they first did. I'm sure they did it like way before that even, ethanol extract. But like the furthest back I can trace it, like when people see Simpson oil in the shop, there's some old Vietnam vets that say they smoked that in Vietnam and shit. So, you know, I know Rick Simpson wasn't making it back then and calling it RSO. But not a problem with that. I mean, he made it popular, he made it known for what it is today, is the cancer cure, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I do believe that THC shrinks tumors when directly applied, meaning if I have basal cell carcinoma, instead of going to the doctor and having them freeze it off with liquid nitrogen like they do with a wart, I can put Rick Simpson oil on it and have it fall off on my Band-Aid. But if I had prostate cancer or lung cancer or something, I wouldn't like not take the regular treatment and only take Simpson oil. Now, I understand there is stories, there is people that has been cured by it, and I mean, even people, everybody that I work with pretty much is like, yeah, there's this guy that came in who only did one treatment of chemo and it cured his prostate cancer and all this. Well, you know what? I've watched the 700 Club and I've seen Pat Robertson cure people of cancer plenty of times. I've seen him cure them of MS. I've seen him cure them of they're going to need knee surgery or a hip replacement, and all of a sudden they were watching the 700 Club and they donated some money and Pat Robertson cured them. Now, you guys are all know that's just a bunch of bullshit, but who's to say it's not? I mean, that's what it looks like. So when people run around going, pot cures cancer, I know that's going to piss a lot of people off. But people like to tell me like I've never heard of that before. They'll go, yeah, did you know that Simpson oil cures cancer and shit? Like I haven't fucking heard of that. You know, I don't go around preaching shit that there is scientific studies that when you add THC to a tumor, now I don't know where these are, and I know they're not government funded or anything. I've just read YouTube comments and heard from other stoners that there's scientific studies that shows THC shrinking tumors. Now, like I said, I've never actually seen like a Johns Hopkins or anything like that, or Harvard Health Letter, or any. My grandpa gets letters from all these different universities, all their health letters, and reads them and shit. And I've never seen them say anything about THC, which not saying I don't believe it or anything. What I'm saying is that just because somebody is in remission and they use Simpson oil does not mean THC cured their cancer. I mean, maybe it helped, maybe it didn't, whatever. What we all can agree on is Simpson oil is a very, very strong, potent form of medicine, and you should take it, you know? But as far as taking it to cure your cancer and not take anything else, I think that's kind of dumb. You might want to pray too and do a bunch of other shit, because the results are going to be just as effective. But like I said, we can agree to disagree. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of you that are probably pissed off that I'm saying this. It pisses a lot of people off when I say it, but sorry, you know, I apologize if we disagree on some stuff, but I swear nothing makes us as a group look more retarded than someone going, pot cures cancer! Because that, I mean, explain it more. Say THC, when directly applied in large dosages, will shrink a tumor. But then also, but the guys that live with Rick Simpson, the people who he is curing with cancer, or, well, were back before he got exiled or whatever the fuck, I don't know what to call it, before he left Canada because he was wanted, pretty much. like that one guy, that old guy that was living with him with lung cancer, he had a 10 milliliter syringe and he had it pulled up past that, so it was like 11 milliliters, which there's 30 milliliters an ounce. So 1 milliliter is 0.98 grams or something. I mean, 0.98. So pretty much a milliliter is a gram. If a Simpson oil syringe to a milliliter, that's about a gram, you can call it. So, he was taking like, which would be if you went to some shops and was paying $60, $70 for Simpson oil, which is outrageous. It's all 40 at Purple Healing, but if you were paying that much, and would you? I mean, I don't think chemo costs $800 a day. So you're gonna pay $800 a day. I'm sure maybe a treatment, but you don't do chemo every single day for however long. But yeah, you know, I mean, if I ever had cancer tomorrow and I, you know, with the amount of material, I mean, I'm able to where if I wanted to, I seriously could take like 3 grams of Simpson oil a day if I needed to. But I wouldn't like not take any other treatment. I would look into other stuff. I probably wouldn't do chemo. I'd probably just go, you know what, fuck it, I'll die. Seriously. I've done something similar to that, which a lot of people call chemotherapy, and it is a form, but the thing is, it was once a week that I was doing it, and I was injecting it into muscle, intermuscular, as opposed to IV. People who take, it is called interferon, pegulated interferon, and then there was a pill that I had to take, one in the morning, one at night, and it was called ribavirin, or ribavirin or some shit. And they used to give that to people with AIDS. They tried it on AIDS in the 80s, and it's a form of chemo that you take for, I forgot what kind of cancer, but when people take it for cancer, they're seriously getting it IV. And this stuff was horrible. I was supposed to take it for 9 months, and I had to quit it after 6 months. I got it right when I got my card, and I lost 59 pounds in that first 6 months. It was crazy. I was a fucking sick little toothpick. I was going to the fucking ER just to get pumped full of saline because I was dehydrated and couldn't keep anything down. It was horrible. So just by experiencing that, if I had cancer or something, I honestly couldn't say that I would go balls out and do the chemo. But I wouldn't go, oh, I'm fine, I'm taking Simpson oil, so I'll be okay. If anything, the Simpson oil would sure as hell have the fucking side effects of the chemo. Not me, because I can't swallow that shit. That shit upsets my stomach already as it is. So I couldn't take that for nausea, but you know, all the like nerve pain and shit that you get, headaches and all that, I'm sure it would help with that. But now with me, I have to take the Simpson oil in a pill if I ever take it. Because you guys see me dropping my Earl on the ground and then I eat it because it got a hair stuck in it. So with me eating all this nectar, when I eat Simpson oil, it tastes awful. It really does. I can taste the fucking trim. Same thing with BHO. If I eat some BHO that was made with some nasty trim, then I could taste that too. So it's, you know. Oh, I didn't order the Buddha. Archie didn't order no vapes for the shop yet, and I'm hoping he don't until next week, because I won't be able to afford it until after I pay my rent and my doctor bill and shit. Oh, and I also paid off the tent, so the tent is mine. Woo! That's cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, if you disagree, go ahead and comment and say you've seen someone get cured and all that. But like I said, I've watched the 700 Club. I've seen people get cured of all kinds of shit because Pat Robertson said, I feel like someone who donated us money has cancer. You feel that cancer leaving your body right now. So, you know, it's all, I don't know how you call it, but I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this one. If not, cool, but peace.